Hey y'all, welcome to my channel, Mama Fox Studios. This is Missy, and today we are continuing to build our Huoluo Castle, the magic castle my sister built. So we have this left side, I think, completed. So we have our dome, which is on top of our bathroom, which is next to our bedroom, the clock front. Here you can see into the bathroom. Here you can see into the bedroom. We have a completed walkway, which I actually really like. I wasn't sure about this topper, but I really like it. And then we've started on our sitting family room, our sitting room. So we've got the two walls up, our floors here, and we are going to start by making a little mirror. So let me scooch this out of the way. Keep our other pieces that we've pre-built safe. And we need, here it is, V3-2. So we already have the template here. We've cut one mirror, and then it's the blue, it has the blue tint on it. So, just gonna cut the excess off of here. Now, this is, you can cut this with a blade, but it is a little bit more difficult. And circles are always a little bit easier on the scissors for me, although I'm not great with scissors. So, you know what I'm going to do, just to give myself a little bit of room here. Good, and you know what, I think we're done with this. I think we don't have any more templates. So that, when peeled off, is silvery metallic. We'll show it in a minute. I'm going to keep that for my stash, of course. And then we will just carefully cut this out. Now we will put a frame around it, so I don't feel like I need to be exact. I mean, I'm getting as close as possible, but okay. And then we need T13. So T is our printed page, and 13 is right here. Okay, so I'm not going to color sides because it's pretty brown. The front face matches the sides pretty well, so I'm good there. So remember, the back, the yellow is sticky, so we're gonna leave that on. But yeah, we need to peel off this front of a little sharp edge there. Let's take it off. So this is not always the easiest for me. Oh, I should have changed my blades. Okay, so yeah, that's the easiest way for me to do it. And then, so see, we have like a reflective mirror material, and then, whoops, dropsies today. I just want to make sure that we're not past our edges. Yep, we're good. So I use Aleene's original tacky glue, just in a squeeze bottle. I'm going to put it just around, right around the circle there. Now I'm going to be as careful as I can, because if you kind of move this around, the glue, it will dry clear, but you kind of can see smudges, and I'm not always the best at keeping it still, but try our best to just set it down and hold it still. Oh, see, I always get one bit that the glue just kind of scoots out of, always. That's okay. Like I said, aliens will dry clear. Because of this material, you might see a little smudge mark, but it's not bad. I've had it much worse, so. Okay, so this is going to go, and this and our sheep head, which we previously made. We're going to install these two. So, and they're going to go on this back wall. Now there are very faint printed white outlines, okay? So now this yellow backing will come off. But I'm trying not to also pull off the mirror. You guys see me try to get covers off of the dust covers. Come on, let go. There we go. Okay, so this is a bit sticky, but it's not super sticky. So I like to put a bit of glue. You may not have to. I just don't have good luck with that sticky staying on. And then we're just going to make sure the little pointed side is up and set it down on our lines. There we go. Okay, and then our little sheep head. Now I didn't use any super glue on that because we also had the sticky back, but because this is, I'm gonna want to sit it up right away. I don't want this sliding down the wall. I like crazy glue, super glue with the brush applicator. Just a little bit in the center there. And then I want to make sure this is straight. There we go. Okay, so we have our mirror and our sheep's head. And now we have to turn the page. Okay, so we're gonna start making items now for our room. So I'm gonna set this up and over, out of my way. And we're gonna start pulling some pieces for our piano. All right, so we need L. H-I-J-K-L, which is our pinkish kind of color. It looks more beige, honestly, in the book. It's very pinkish here. But that's okay. So we need L9, the big square here. L6, the piano front here. L11 and L12, the sides down here in the middle. L7. Well, you stay. I want this one. See, I'm just popping these ones out. They are popping pretty good. I am popping them up so that in case the wood splits, it will hopefully split on the bottom, not the front face, because I don't have a marker this pale pink. So there's 7, we need 8, which is skinnier one. And 10, which is right below it, the thicker one. And then 5, oh, it is that one, okay. It was coming out anyways. 13, 13, 13, 13. Oh, these 4 little pegs here. Whoops, don't lose them. Okay, and that's all of our L's. And then we need U12, which, let me just, yeah, that is one of our little gold seed beads. Remember, these all came in an individual bag I just dumped in here. And then U4, which is, I believe, our last of our clear circle, our little round beads. And then A8-13, which is, whoops, yeah, just one of our newspapers that we have used a couple of previously. So I'm just going to hopefully cut one of these out. Yep, okay. All right, so we want to take 9, which is our first, oh wait, I forgot one paper, 2 papers, A8-52 and 53. They were tucked over on the side. '52 and 53, the piano papers. Okay, now, dang it, I forgot to make a form. Keep meaning to make a new form and I keep forgetting. All right, so 9 and then L12, which is the lines cut in it. So the straight is on the left and that it's going to be on the left and the square one is going to sit on this. Okay, this is not exactly square, it's rectangular. So you want the side going the tallest up and down because that's going to match the same height as our sides. If you put it this way, it's a little bit short. So just flip it so they're the same height. Okay, and L9 sits on L12. So we will put our aliens on the edge of L9. Put a little bit of crazy glue at the top and bottom. Just make sure it stands up flat. Okay, and now we want L6, which is our front, to go so not up at the edge, but at the last So, okay, so right. I think it's right at the edge of that little hole that we have there. So where it's flat, where it's solid. We don't want to cover the hole, but we want to be right on the edge of it. And we want the little scroll up top. Okay, so see, we have a little bit of space in between, but we still have the leg coming out that's not on the wood. Right, and then we want L11, so our other side piece, we're going to go ahead and put that on there. Now you obviously don't have to use super glue. I just use it because I'm impatient. It just helps get the wood a little bit tackier, a little bit quicker. Aleen's is pretty tacky, pretty quick. Okay. So what I'm wanting to do is make sure I'm flush on the back. And then right on the inside of that hole. So when I look at the bottom, I'm hoping that they're straight. Which this one is not entirely. Let's fix that. Okay, so now I've got them perpendicular and they're flush on the top and bottom. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty, that. Oh, I just undid it, dang it. I was straight on the bottom, but I was a little caved in on the top, so we just fixed that. Okay, and now we want L7, which is our first little rectangle we took out, like the medium-sized one, and it's going to sit right on top of that hole, right at the bottom of this little outset. So it's going to sit right in there. Which is, okay, so we have our little square lines etched in, and then there's a solid line across. It's going to go right at the edge of that. So I'm using that line to make sure I'm even, and then pushing it all the way back without trying to cave in this one. I don't want to push too hard. I just want to make sure it's touching, but I don't want to cave this one in. Yeah, there we go. Not completely even on those edges. Okay. Now we want L8, which is our middle, smallest one. and we want to put on the piano keyboard, A8-53. Now there is a line right there, very light line. You know me and lines. Handy dandy ruler. So this is going to go on the square, on the rectangle, and then fold over the front. So our glue across the top. And that front. Okay. We're pretty straight. I might have a little bit on the corner. Yeah, just that little bit strip, a little bit, but it would have hit on the back, so I didn't want to do that. And this is going to set on top of the piece we just put in, okay, up against the piano face. So it's a little bit narrower, so we'll see a little bit of that bottom piece. Okay, so you see a little edge up front, and then you see the keys. It's pretty nice. All right, and then L10, which is our biggest one, it's going to go on the top, and it does not give me a back view, but it looks like it's going to be flush on the back and over on the front, which is what I'm going to do. That way it can set flat against a wall. It is slightly, tiniest bit too long, so I just use my fingers to feel a little tiny overlap on each side, making sure it's roughly the same. And then it's flat on the back, flush on that line, just like the sides. So now this is all flat, so I can go against a wall. That, I must say, is a cute little piano. I really, really wish, I just wish I had a very light pink that I could. I think this pink is too pink. Yeah, it's gonna, I'm just gonna try it on the bottom. Yeah, it's even over the brown, it's too pink. I was hoping maybe the brown was muted enough, but no, we'll just leave it. All right, then we're gonna take our little L5 and our 4 pegs. Now these have a little, the top, that little indent is gonna go down in those. Yeah, so long ways, okay. they really don't fit very tight for the small amount that's touching, which kind of sucks. I really feel like I have to sneeze, so I'm not talking much because I'm trying not to sneeze. Okay, and then I'm going to flip it over to make sure they... trying to make sure they're all straight. And then it's even. Okay. I think we're good there. So on here, we're going to take our little newspaper, okay? And it is going to, they just kind of have it like folded up a little. And it's going to go on this edge because you don't want it to hang over the back, but it can fold up the wall. Okay, so all right, and then I'm going to put the beads are going to go on the right side and make a little potion bottle. So the clear one down. Now you can make the bottle first. I've just been finding putting them in place and then creating them is a little bit been easier for me. Why is this not? Hey now. And then the little seed bead goes on top of that. And again, I like my lines, my holes to line up. But if you don't, just turn that seed bead sideways maybe. Glue stuck on my finger, great. Okay, so there's our little potion bottle. And then we're going to take our little sheet music here and fold it into a little book. Okay, yeah, so we'll start in and then come out. Just a little accordion fold. That's why I use the ruler to give those lines a head start of where to fold at. Except that one didn't line up. And then on the back, we're just going to dot of glue in each little spot to seal them together. And now you've got a little 3-page book. And we're going to just set this on top. Usually there's a holder for the music, but this just sets on there, on the keys. Not really any other way to do it, so. They have it more in the center. I'm going to put mine just kind of a little to the right, I guess. I don't know why. Just 'cause. Right, there we go. There's a little piano, very, very cute. And then the only other thing we're going to do on our stool is take one of our previously made books. I'm just looking for kind of a nice one. Yeah, and we're just going to set it on the stool. I went with one that's kind of pinky purple. They have a much darker one on there, but I like the kind of continued colors. Right, so there's a little piano and bench. So I'm going to set that up here so it can dry properly. And let's move on to our cabinet. So more L's. All right, more pink. So L1, which is our decorative front here. And then L2 right next to it, which is obviously our back. L3, 3, the two long ones here, and then 4, 4, 4, 4. So all of these rectangles here. You're not gonna get, huh? Okay. Those ones are in solid. Okay. Three, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4. All right, and then 88-13, which is our little newspapers. Again, we need 5 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 3 left. And then A8-58. Are the 2 envelopes here, and 59 the certificate, so we need all of those. Okay. And then like a T, which is our wood, printed wood, T20. Ow, sorry, I got a bug bite on my leg last night, driving me nuts. T20, our little witch's hat here. Okay. And then let me put L back where it belongs. Okay, and then we need U2, which is one of our pearls. Oh, sorry, dog's gonna go nuts. U3, which is our pinky red, our reddish pink. It's our last one. We've used a couple of these. So, I don't know. And then 2 of our little gold seed beads. And then, is that our last one of our little, wait, I think there's 2. Yeah, sometimes be careful. Sometimes there's 2. I one time didn't realize that 2 were stuck together and made whatever piece I was making with the 2 stuck together, and then I was short one. I was like, wait, what? So I've learned, I kind of can tell the thickness, and I knew that was too much. So one of those, we have 1 left, and then U6, which is our bigger purple one. Oh, we still have 1 of those. Okay. I think that's all our pieces. So let's start. Hold on, I need to get a drink of coffee here. I'm mixing my creamers, French vanilla and caramel chocolate all together. Oh, so good. Okay, L1. Now we want the front has the little lines etched in it. We want the back, okay? And then L3, which is our long rectangle, is gonna go on top of this. Right along that edge. And it's so hard to tell. I think it's all the way at the bottom because one of these is going to set on the inside, right? Yeah, okay. So we do want it to be flush on the bottom. Oh, sorry. I don't know what she's going off about. There's been a cat hanging around lately, and she's not particularly fond of cats. Now I can't lay this flush because I've got the little notches here. I can, however, stand it up so that they're flat on the bottom. So now our L4s, which is our little ones, are going to go on the top above those holes, right? So the top of that wood, on that line there, on the top of the hole, and on the very bottom, okay? So we've got all 4 of them, boom, 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 boom. Because it is going to match up with the one we just put in. Do they line up though? Yeah, they do. Okay. Okay, yes, yes, yes. Now I do want them above those decorative cutouts, but I want them flush with the tops here. The top of that bottom part of the dip. Which is also flush with the, oh, you can still kind of see. Oh no, it is a little bit. Okay, so they have it so it's a little bit over the top of here, but not under here. Which I'm kind of okay with it. I just want it flush with this, so I'm not gonna put mine up higher. Along this pre-made line there. And I can look through the front and see if it's too high or too low on each side. So that way you really shouldn't be able to see it. It should just sit right behind that piece of wood. Do want to make sure it's flat, 90 degrees though. And then our third one on top of the, or at the bottom of the opening, top of the full wood. If you've got it straight on and then straight, you shouldn't really see the much of the shelf until you, from an upper, but straight on, you really shouldn't see. I see like a little hint of them, but not much. And then our fourth one. Going to go right at the bottom. So you can actually stand that up, make sure it's down flush at the bottom and tight in on the side there. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and put my glue on the four sides, and then just because I'm already gluing right here, I'll just stick it down here. So we'll take the L3, sure it's flush on the bottom, which should then just, should line up fairly well. tiniest bit in here, which means I probably had a tiniest bit out here, but it's so minute, like barely my nail can't even hardly hit that edge. It's fine up here, it's just right there. So I'm not going to readjust because then I'd have to redo this whole bottom. And I'm okay with how it is. Stands up nicely. All right, now we're going to put our back, so there's no front or back to it, just it's going to sit right there. Just going to mirror the front. So I'm just going to stand it up, use my fingers on the side, and then yep, we're good. Make sure it's together nice and tight. That's really cute. That came together really well. Yeah. Okay, so 3 of our books that we previously made, okay, are going to set on the right here, on the bottom. Just put my glue on the bottom of the book. I'm not gonna worry about like gluing them together because they can have it spread out a little bit. Actually, I'm gonna spread them out a little bit, put that last one a little bit over. Okay, and then A858, which is one of our envelopes. Is it both? It looks like both. And now I'm scared because I keep doing it wrong. A850, that's 59. Okay, now, so both of them. They're both gonna get stacked up over on the bottom left. Really? And they're just kind of hanging out, so like we can see them. So my second one, and you can just kind of put them in however you like to see them. I think I'm going to bend mine just a little bit so you can kind of see, not a lot, just a tiny little bit. There we go. So there's our bottom shell. No, not yet. We need our red, where did my other tweezers go? Oh, there they are. Our red bead. These are going to go on top of the envelopes we just placed. I use these ones when I'm working on the sides because they're flatter and wider. They're easier to hold on to circular items. but these ones are pointed and can go into the little seed bead holes. Yeah, I didn't think about that angle I needed. Maybe I should have made these outside of the I have no glue on the bottom from it moving so much. Okay, just stay there. You're good if you stay. Oh my goodness. No, no, no. Okay. Then, here's the thing. I think they just assume we know how to make all these things now because they're not even showing us. But this shows, so our flower one is gonna, the bowl is going to go rounded down. And then the pearl is going to sit on top of it. Okay, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these 5, we've got to curl them up. But first, our seed bead is going to go on our purple. Which, I mean, they're right. We know how to make potion bottles by now, right? Whoop. Almost put it on the pearl. No, it goes on the purple one. Okay. So, what is U6? Oh, is that that's the purple one? I think it's just the in U12. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's just the way it's sitting. It looks like there's 2 things, there's not. The last thing we need to do before we put all these together is, where's my toothpick? I usually keep a toothpick. We're going to take our 5 newspapers and roll them up. Now they don't really say if they're long ways or short ways, and long ways is too much. Yeah, so I think they go, I think we're gonna roll them long ways. So I like to use a toothpick. It is, I'm pretty good at it now. It took me a little bit of practice though. My first ones would never like roll, they would just like fold around it. My first ones were not so pretty. But you do kind of just get a knack. And then I just give them a few more rolls and then slide it off. I did them the wrong way. It's okay, I can put that one up there. Okay, we're gonna go, I said short and I rolled it long, so we're gonna go short way now. I do like to give it a roll first and then I'll back up and put my glue on. I've just learned sometimes trying to get the initial roll, if it doesn't go well the first time and you've got glue on already, it can be kind of sticky. Yeah, I just put that edge right on the toothpick, use my fingers to hold it down and just roll. That one did go a little crooked. They do that from time to time. And the reason I just give them a few more rolls on there once I glue it is the excess glue will just get squeezed out, and it also helps to seal it. One more here. All right, so now we can start placing items. So we want our purple on the top right. So I'm going to go ahead and put my glue on the shelf. Now you're going to have to put it in the center and then slide it over, because it won't, it's too tall for that. So it will fit in the center, and then carefully just slide it over. Okay, and then our little crystal ball is going to go in the middle. I can never get the glue right when I just put these, because they're scalloped edges, so it's not completely flat. Okay, and now we're going to take 3 of the smaller rolled up ones and just kind of stick them on the left side here. They're going to stick out a little bit. That's why we roll them the short way. Long way was too much. And I'm going to put the third one on top of these two, like a little pyramid. Whoop, you scooted too far. All right, so we've got the purple, the magic ball, the 3 newspapers, our 3 books, the red one, and our 2 envelopes are here. Now our witch's hat is going to go, now they have it, according to them, it kind of sits a little bit behind this front bit. I don't want to. I'm going to put mine way over here, but not past the edge. So a little bit will be, okay, they also have it tilted this way. I'm going to tilt it that way. It's not perfectly flat. It's kind of rounded, so kind of pick like one side for it to lean on. Yeah, I like that. See a bit more of it than, and theirs is fine. And then my last 2 newspapers, so the short one I'm going to do straight out, well, a little bit angled in. Now my long one, because this should have been short, I'm going to have to put it much more into the top of this than I would have originally, but that's okay. Just gives it another look. And then our little diploma is our last thing here. Whoops. And we're just gonna like give it a little bend on the top corner, and that's gonna set right next to the magic ball, in between the magic ball and the purple potion bottle, and just hang down the front. Which I will absolutely admit I'm not a fan of, because we lose our bottom shelf. Why? Why could we not frame this and put it on the wall? Let me look at my room for a second. There's not really much space on the wall. Well, I mean above here. I don't like that there. Now I've got it glued down right. Okay. I want to see, whoops, I just moved the hat. I want to see my books and my potion bottle, right? And if I put that diploma where they say, or pretty much anywhere at any angle, you're gonna cover something up. And I don't want to cover it up. So I will find another place when we load the room. I will find another spot for that. Because why is it just, why would, that's like a diploma of some sort. It actually, or it's a certificate. It says certificate. I don't know of what, but why would you just haphazardly, like this was like probably schooling of some sort, right? You took a class or passed a test or did something to, and this is your certificate to show that you've got that skill. Why would you just have it hanging off of a cabinet? I don't know. But anyways, we will come back to that. Feel free to hang that if you like. I just don't like the look of it. Oh wow, we're at an hour, but yeah, that's it for the cabinet is made. So we've got our cabinet done today. We got our piano done today. We put our mirror and our sheep's head on the wall. So next we're gonna make a round table and a rocking chair. We're gonna make an easel and a sign, and then we're gonna do some signage with some lights and some magic balls, and then we're ready to load that room. So I don't know how much of this will get done on the next build, but we will keep cracking through, keep getting it done. Oh, we get to do another candle with LED wire. Yay. That's so weird to me. Anyways, thank you guys so much. I super appreciate each and every one of you. Honestly, you make this so much fun for me. And then it makes me proud to tell my son, you know, I have 248 subscribers. I'm almost at the 250, you guys. I'm so excited about that. I'm gonna change my blades before our next video. That's what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna clean up. I've got glue and my tweezers are nasty. I'm gonna clean my tweezers. And I think then we're good. I think. Just trying to keep organized here for half a second. And did I close my glue? Yeah. Okay, we will come back and we will continue making things for our sitting table. But I think these turned out really, really cute. And I'm actually liking the pink. I wish, like I said, but even if I had a super light pink, it wouldn't override that brown. So it is what it is. I'm good with it. So yeah. All right, guys, thanks so much, and I hope to see you on the next build. Bye.